What actor will you always associate with that one role no matter how many others they do? Fran Drescher as the nanny. The guy who always plays a guy named Hector. Frankie Muniz as Malcolm Wilkerson. Kelsey Grammer, Frasier Crane. McLovin. Leonard Nimoy as Spock. Callista Flockhart got out of the show Ally McBeal because everyone called her Ally McBeal. So yeah, I'd go with her. James Gandolfini, Tony Soprano. Alfonso Ribeiro as Carlton Banks from The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. Matthew Gray Gubler as Spencer Reed. Ron Swanson, I know his name is Nick Offerman, but he'll always be Ron Swanson. Brent Spinner will always be Data. He did have a great part in Independence Day though. Charlie Day as Charlie Kelly. Seeing him in Pacific Rim is always a trip. Jason Alexander as George Costanza. Aaron Paul as Jesse Pinkman. Jack Gleason as Joffrey Baratheon. Every Chuck Palahniuk book I will ever read will forever be narrated by Edward Norton in my head. JD and Turk from Scrubs will forever be just those wacky doctors. The dude who played Napoleon Dynamite will always only be Napoleon Dynamite. Bro that plays Jon Snow may as well legally change his name to Jon Snow because we're never going to stop calling him Jon Snow. Richard Belzer, John Munch. The Rock with his role as The Rock. Raul Julia in the 1991 movie adaptation of The Addams Family. Dwight Schrute, sorry. Rainn Wilson, just a quick edit. I've seen his films etc. and I think he is a really good diverse actor. Super is one of my favorite films. Edit again. OMG, I forgot about Backstrom Hart. David Duchovny, Mulder. Jason Biggs as the pie fucker. David Schwimmer. He's always just Ross. Basically ruined Band of Brothers for me. LMAO. I'm like, why is Ross an officer? Elijah Wood will always be Frodo to me. Buffy is Buffy. Looks like I'm old. Michael J. Fox, Marty McFly. Matt Smith is currently freaking me out on House of the Dragon. I'm uncomfortable watching Doctor Who use the C word. Macaulay Culkin. I don't think anyone hit it as hard as Kevin Rich. Rowan Atkinson as Mr. Bean. Emma Watson as Hermione. Alan Alda as Hawkeye Pierce. Sean William Scott stifle a really hard role to recover from. He was too good at it. Chris Hemsworth as Thor. Mark Hamill, Luke Skywalker, Carrie Fisher, Princess Leia, and Christopher Reeve, Superman. Sheldon Cooper as Sheldon Cooper. What do you mean he has a real name? Mark Hamill as Luke Skywalker. Robert Englund as Freddy Krueger. Stifler's mum, don't even know her name, just whatever she appears in, it's like, Stifler's mum. Quote. John Krasinski as Jim Halpert. Bruno Ganz, playing Hitler in Der Untergang. Cary Elwes, Wesley, the Dread Pirate Roberts. Patrick Stewart as Picard. I know he's done others, but it's just ingrained at this point. Jeff Bridges as the Dude. David Suchet as Hercule Poirot. Bueller. All 6 of the Friends main cast will only be those characters. Especially Lisa Kudrow, who I've seen in more things than any of the other actors. I'm always like, hey, that's Phoebe. Robert Patrick as the T-1000 in Terminator 2. Michael C. Hall will always be Dexter to me. Celebrities in here reading, Mad AF with the Arthur Fists. Jim Parsons will always be Sheldon Cooper. Andrew Lincoln as Rick Grimes in TWD. My boy Brendan Fraser will always be my boy Rick O'Connell. The first icon of absolute unadulterated badass heteropatriarchal masculinity I ever had as a kid. They don't make heroes like him anymore. Michael Cera as George Michael Bluth. Jensen Ackles, Dean Winchester in Supernatural, and Daniel Radcliffe, Harry Potter. Christopher McDonald as Shooter McGavin in Happy Gilmore. Morgan Freeman will always be God. Hugh Jackman will always be Wolverine. Anthony Hopkins as Hannibal Lecter, he's an incredible actor, so not to discredit his many other works. But he'll always give me the creeps. Alan Alda as Hawkeye in MASH. Tony Shalhoub as Monk. Henry Winkler, Fonzie. Hugh Laurie as Dr. House. Ed O'Neill as Al Bundy. Matthew Broderick as Ferris Bueller. Megan Follows as Anne of Green Gables.